Hello everyone, we are glad to have you back. Part 3 of that 90s show ultimately refuted a significant notion about what happened to Stephen Hyde following that 70s show. That 90s show principally follows Leia, the daughter of Eric and Donna, and her adolescent pals in Point Place, taking place more than 15 years after the events of that 70s show. That 90s show does, of course, feature a number of well-known characters from the original series, or at least cameos from them. For Danny Masterson's Hyde, however, that hasn't been the case, making a notion linking him to the new cast implausible. It was revealed on the premiere of that 90s show that Eric and Donna had moved to Chicago, while Red and Kitty remained in Point Place and made frequent visits. The town where Jackie and Kelso grew up was where they lived when they got married during the events of that 90s show. Naturally, Fez made a few appearances in that 90s show Part 1, where it was disclosed that he dated Sherry, the foreman's neighbor, and operated a hair salon. Curiously, there was a notion that briefly linked Sherry to Hyde. If that theory had been accurate, it would have been outrageous. Ashley after Hyde's Gwen, and Hyde shared a lot of similarities with the new young characters that 90s show presented. The striking resemblances ultimately led to a widely accepted notion that proposed Hyde as Gwen's father. That 90s show, however, officially ended the rumor that Hyde was Gwen's biological father by confirming Otis, played by Cedric Yarbrough, as the father. While her father was referenced in passing by Gwen in that 90s show, he was never featured directly until Life is a Highway in Part 3. Although the idea that Hyde is Gwen's father may sound strange, there is a ton of evidence throughout both episodes to support the theory. It was mentioned early on in that 90s show that Gwen and Nate were siblings, although they had separate fathers. Since neither of the men was truly involved, Sherry was practically raising the teenagers by herself. Given Sherry's attitude toward her love life, it's not absurd to imagine that a brief affair with Hyde would have resulted in the birth of Gwen. More significantly, Hyde may have given birth to a mixed-race child because William Barnett, his biological father, was black. In addition, Gwen's rebellious attitude and mannerisms made her the group's Hyde during the 1990s. She was described as a loner, excluding her close friends. Despite her occasional cynicism, she has remained incredibly devoted to her family and close friends. In the conclusion of that 90s show, Part 3, Gwen also relished the title of delinquent, a moniker that Hyde would have undoubtedly welcomed. Numerous characteristics of Gwen point toward the original show's portrayal of Hyde, which feeds the theory leading up to Part 3. It's fortunate that 90s show didn't continue in that way, since the confirmation that Hyde was Gwen's father would have been a huge revelation. Actor Danny Masterson was found guilty of rape and sentenced to 30 years in jail ever after that 90s show had its Netflix premiere. Due to the ongoing trial, he was not even given the chance to play Hyde again prior to the conviction, and for good reason. That 90s show might act as though Stephen Hyde never happened, given what has happened to the actor since that 70s show concluded. Hyde is the only significant character from the 70s show who isn't mentioned in that 90s show. It goes without saying that Hyde had a crucial role in that 70s show, particularly for the Foreman family. That 90s show's decision to withhold Hyde's fate, nevertheless, makes sense given the gravity of the significant criminal acts. Hyde was running his father's record store at the end of that 70s show, and until that 90s show makes a fleeting reference to wrap things up, we'll never know what became of him. Nevertheless, we may discard any speculations implying Hyde is linked to any of the younger cast members in light of the significant Gwen reveal. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.